the big peak garage. We got a little bit of an issue with the windows. They don't go down. So let's go and look into it in this video.
To me, here's to you, and here's to me. Best of friends will always be. But if we ever disagree, you and here's to me. You what's the crack? Where you at? Yeah, top of the morning. Let's tie one on, bartender, keep pouring. Oh, Danny boy, I hear the pipes calling. Leave nobody out in the cold. Let them all in. My mother taught me lessons that I'll always remember. I'm always on her side and I'll always defend her. There's been so many times that my dumb ass messed up. She tell me, don't worry, son, things will get better. And she's right. Even when it's hard, you gotta try. You can't let this world break you down inside. When I was young and I would cry, she'd wave my eye and sing Tora, Laura, Laura. That's an Irish lullaby.
All right, guys. So the last owner modified these front doors to make them removable. And he put bolts in the hinge. So you can just remove the bolts. And the door comes off as long as you disconnect the wiring. Well, now there's a ton of problems. The driver's window is the only window that works. Drives me insane. And now that there is no limit strap, let me show you in here. Now that there is no limit strap, the door flies open. And it's pulling the hinges. Can't get in there and see, but it's pulling the hinges out of the body. They're going to have to get re-welded in. I did the top one already. I was able to do that one in place. But the bottom one is just kind of funky. So I started pulling the wire harness out to the door. I got to get these bolts out the other guy put in and take this door off. And I got to see if I can patch up that lower hinge. And in the process, I think I'm going to simplify some of this wiring. There's no speakers in the doors. I have the overhead Wrangler speaker thing. Door locks don't work. So I think I'm just going to try to rig up the wiring. So this window goes up and down. And the passenger window will go up and down. All right, let me get this door off so I can give you guys a closer look. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry. It's only a door. I can put it back on. Blaze is so worried about the door. He's like, what the hell did you do to the door? Well, let me come in here. Show you guys. Watch out, Bubba. Watch out, Bubba. This lower hinge is literally pulling away from the body. Look at the size of that gap. Making the door extremely hard to close. And it's getting worse and worse every time I close it. The inside of the fender is filled with expanding foam because the fenders are cut so much. There's nothing in there to stop the mud from not coming into the inside of the truck. So the last guy filled it with expanding foam. It's a good idea. I'll finish it up. But I got to fix this hinge first. This is bad. All right. Let me get in there, do some grinding, clean out some of this foam so I don't burn my house down. And we'll go from there. All right. Wish me luck. All right, we got it all welded up, sanded and painted. Kind of hard to see in there. Nice and secure. Had to do a little bit of tweaking because it was really hard to find out where the original position was. So it's tweaked in a little bit. So I had to get my Big Bertha. This is Big Bertha right here. Big pry bar. And I gave it a little tweaking. Adjust the thing a little bit there. And I actually got the body lines to line up. It's kind of nice. She closes pretty good. She wouldn't close that easy before. We really had to slam it. Now I could just throw the door and it closes. Nice. All right, let's dig into this wiring, see what we got. All right, guys. I'm working on the window situation. My two rear windows and my passenger window are not working. So I got the driver's door completely torn apart, and I got the passenger door completely torn apart. And I'm checking wires left and right, left and right. So I went on to the XJ forum. You know, I Googled XJ window problems. A bunch of stuff came up. One of the things that came up was the problem with the window lockout. This button right here is the window lockout. It doesn't allow the other windows to go up and down. And in the forums, it told me to go to this connector here for the door and splice together the tan and the yellow, which I did here with this yellow connector. And by doing that, it gave me my back windows working, but only from the driver's door. So I'm like, all right, well, at least I'm onto something here. And they also said that that had gone back to the window switch. So I actually had ordered a new window switch for, you know, shits and giggles. I think it was $21 on Amazon, free returns. Let me try a window switch. I threw a window switch in there, nothing happened. Same thing. But this one's so worn out, you can't even read the letters on it. I'm still going to keep the new one. It's just really nice. So, another thing the forum said was, check your wiring as it goes into the door. Man, they weren't kidding. Let me get in on this right here. If you could take a look at that wiring, where it goes into the door, there were I already started making splices, but there were numerous breaks. I'm dropping my flashlight here. You like, just look at this blue one right there. It's literally just split. And there were others that were literally just completely disconnected. Unbelievable. Like, I'm literally going to have to I'm going to take this entire harness out. I'm going to unhook it from under here. And I'm going to pull it out of the door. And I'm just going to repair it on the bench to make it easy. So as I started doing that, I pulled the wires out through the speaker hole. Took the speaker out. I pulled the wires down from up top. I pulled them down through the speaker hole. And there's more great stuff that I found. Look at this wire right here. This is the main connector for the windows. I don't know if you can see that right there, but see that gray with black wire and the green with white? Yeah, those have been eaten by mice. Great. Those are all little teeth marks that ate that wire. But I checked continuity on it. I still have continuity from that wire all the way over to the kick panel. So I just got to fix that up too. So I was like, oh man, what a nightmare this is turning into. So then I started checking continuity from this door to the passenger door, going back and forth, back and forth. My wife was giving me a hand, so I didn't have to keep running around the truck like an idiot. So let me go over to the passenger door and I'll show you what I found. All right, so here we are at the passenger door. And these wires literally plug right into the fuse box. Because this door was actually disconnected when I bought the vehicle. So I had to rerun the wires from the door and they plug into the top of the fuse box right there. So I'm checking continuity from here at the switch through the door to the other connector, and everything was pretty good until I got to this one little, what is this? This is a brown wire. And this brown wire actually goes to the motor. And as I was probing it with my power probe, it was giving me a negative signal. And it was just really weird. So I decided to give it negative ground through my power probe, and everything started working. I was like, what the hell? And when I was doing continuity checking back and forth, that wire was having like an intermittent signal on my continuity of my voltmeter. I took this plug apart. See, I burnt a little bit of it because I was applying ground to it and it was getting hot. I took that plug apart, cleaned it up, and I ended up pushing that brown wire down harder into the connector. And that's what did it. That's what did it. So now, this window goes up and down. Back windows are going up and down. And everything works from the driver's side now. So everything is fixed. So there was 3 issues. I had the issue with the broken wires. There was an issue with some type of problem with the tan and yellow wire that I found on the forum, because that fixed some stuff too. And then the 3rd issue was this wire right here that goes to the motor. But when I checked it from the back, I had signal. I had continuity from here to the motor, but it just wasn't making its way into the switch, which is really weird. So if you guys have a problem with your windows, make sure you probe, because I was back probing. I have these back probe needles right here, and I was back probing through the back of the connector. Check the front too, and make sure it's seated properly inside the connector, so everything's making good connection. Because man, that was pure torture. I would say I think there's 3 or 4 days now, an hour here, an hour there, trying to get this to work. What a relief! What a relief now. All my windows work. Oh, I'm so glad. All right, let me start throwing these door panels back together, and we'll move on. Oh man, I'm so glad that's fixed. Look what I can do. Check that bad boy out. Even one touch. Ooh. Oh, back window. So nice. All 4 windows are working. This one was a tough one, guys, but I stayed at it. Took a couple days. Sometimes you just got to put the tools down. Just got to walk away, get your thoughts together. I always say I like electric and wires. Well, I only like it when I'm adding cool stuff, like flashies and stuff. But I did it. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hit the like button. Drop a comment below. You guys have any problems with the windows on these? Apparently it's a common problem. All right, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.